Hello, friends, colleagues, clients, and trespassers. Welcome to Coach2Coach, the show where the world of coaching opens up to you, our listeners. I'm Laurie Schloff, executive communication coach over too many decades. Coach2Coach aims to inform, teach, entertain, provoke, amuse, and invite you to engage, all in a 15-minute time period. Super coaches can do it all. Each show will feature a coach supreme, someone who is changing the world one coachee at a time. And here we go. Coach2Coach to you. Our coach of the day is Nathalie Ais. She is a wonderful woman, so friendly and personable, and she is the founder of Assertive Public Speaking, and she is getting known nationwide and worldwide. She is based in Boston, and I moved to Florida from Boston, and I am excited when I saw her in Florida at one of my gigs. So we got to hang out a bit. And okay, I'm going to brag a bit. Both Nathalie and I were named top coaches in Boston, Nathalie, this year. So congratulations, Nathalie. So the topic for today is something that we all care about: coaching for confidence. In other words, how can we control nervousness? It's no fun to be nervous. No fun to be nervous in general, and certainly it's no fun to be nervous about speaking. And we communication coaches are here to help. So Nathalie, it's wonderful to see you. It's wonderful to see you wherever you are.
Aw,
So
thank you, Laurie.
I love the fact that you're in Florida again. Maybe we'll get to see each other in person again. That would be great.
Awesome. Thanks. It's so great to be on your show.
Oh, thank you so much. And let's explore a little bit in terms of the topic for today. What is the fear of speaking? Tell me a little bit about it from your point of view.
Yeah, so people's number one fear is public speaking. Number two is death. That means that if we're at a funeral, most people would rather be in the casket than giving the eulogy. Jerry Seinfeld's classic.
So good. It's so good. Hey, no wonder everyone wants me to do the eulogy. I know we're laughing about it, but it's tough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm sure both of us have experienced it. I remember I did early in my career, and I still I can't say nervous. I get excited. And the excitement makes me prepare more. What about you? Do you get nervous before certain engagements?
For sure. And I think I was just going to say it's a twin coin, that one side is excitement, but it's also nervousness, right? And so reframing that in your mind has been helpful. And I just, recently have just been walking in my authority that, like, I know what I'm going to say. I can do this. I'm worthy. I have a right to take up space. And I come out of agreement with this fear of public speaking that seems to be so universal.
Yes. So we've all experienced it. I even had an incident in my 20s. I was in a play. I don't think my nutrition was great at the time, and I did actually start shaking and stuff. So I've had it pretty bad. That was probably both physical and mental, but come a long way. And let's face it, we coaches who are in front of people, we prepare and practice, and that's something to remember, folks. Just because someone seems as comfortable as Nathalie doesn't mean that she doesn't prepare and practice for her engagements. So let's get into coaches' techniques for helping people with the fear of speaking. And I love the initials for yours, if I'm correct, CPR, right?
Yes.
So tell us, well, do the initials stand for something, and how do you work the sequence?
Yeah, so I think I began to realize that for myself and for my clients, when people struggle with their public speaking, it happens in kind of three buckets. And so as a coach, how can I better support the clients I'm working with? And also for myself, I put them, I was beginning to see patterns. And so, just like CPR gives life when we need it, resuscitates us, CPR method for public speaking helps us think about where is my client struggling and what strategies can I help them with. So, the C stands for content clarity. It's all about the messaging, right? Communication is
Know
a
your
two-way
stuff.
street.
Know
Yes.
your stuff.
Yes, yes. And then the P is positive mindset and body. If we're telling ourselves, I'm a horrible speaker, I don't have a right to take up space, I never get my point across, that's going to impact how you come across. And how we carry our body, research at Harvard shows, I think it's, I think I'm going to say her name wrong, but research
Amy
around the
Cuddy?
superpower, what? Amy Cuddy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Cuddy, yeah.
Yes, Cuddy. That how we take up space actually impacts the confidence we have. It changes our physiology. So the P is for positive mindset and body. And then the lastly, the R is realistic rehearsal. That's all about delivery. So we talked about messaging in your content, talking about what's happening in your brain and your body. And then we end with realistic rehearsal. And I often say, my clients tell me, Natalie, I practice. And what do you think they said? I said in my mind, I read my notes, and I'm like, unless the speech is going to happen within the four walls of your brain, you got to say it out loud. You got to say it standing up if you're going to be presenting in that way, and say it to a mini audience. And so I often think about where does people's struggle with confidence lie? Is it that they don't know their message? Is it that it's a lot of, they know their message, but their self-talk is horrendous? Or is it that they know their message, their self-talk is great, but maybe they haven't put in enough time so that they can make it look like it's easy because they did all that back work in the realistic rehearsal?
I love your approach. First of all, finding out where the trouble spot is. And also, it sounds like everything that you emphasize with your clients is extremely practical. Hey, you know what? If you don't know your stuff, if you haven't organized it, it's unlikely it's going to come out great. Yeah, I love the four walls of your brain. So I have something I've used called the 3 C's. The first C stands for physical comfort. And when we do our demos, maybe I'll do one of the breathing exercises. So I attack the nervousness physiologically. Then one you mentioned, the second C stands for confident thinking. Again, really resonating with how people think. And the third C, which we won't get into today, is contact and connection. In other words, what can you do or say that builds connection with your audience? So I love all these different approaches. So I guess a question that listeners would have is, can people improve? What have you noticed?
Oh, 1000%. I mean, partly why I see public speaking definitely as a skill that you can develop. So many people think, oh, you're either born with it, you have it, or you don't. But there's so many introverted people who are amazing public speakers. I think Bobby Carlton at Innovation Woman actually identifies as an introvert, and she's an amazing public speaker and has created a space to develop others. So I think it's about having a partner, a coach to help walk you through, develop those skill sets, help you kind of open your mind, like this might be possible, play around, get you silly and be like, oh, wow, I just did that. And there's sometimes context, right? Where it's like, I may not be able to present at my job, but let somebody mess with my kids. I have to go to that school and a whole mama bear comes in, right? That's public speaking.
That's true. Well, when you think about it, anytime we open our mouth, it's public speaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you can practice all the time. I always say to clients that you don't need a mountain, you don't need equipment. You got it right here.
I love that.
So I think combining all our strategies absolutely helps. Let's see if I can think of a recent client. Well, I did have someone who I like this kind of client who really is very serious about overcoming it. And out of all the phobias people can have, it is one of the most curable. Yay! Clap for that. So she just found a lot of different ways of working. She was in a group with me. She did one-on-one. We even developed a recording for her, a visualization. By the way, I love doing visualizations with people. And she wrote to me. I love it when people text me. And she said she came, the president of the company came up to her and said it was the best talk in the history of the company. Woohoo! So I feel really good for her.
Yes, that's
Of course,
awesome.
a little bit proud of myself. Oh, now, isn't it great when people say that they did so well in a talk?
Yes. I mean, that's why we do what we do. We want to help clients and people and leaders do better, speak better, own their voice, face that fear. Yes.
Okay. And I think maybe some of our listeners think you have to be so naturally good. And you said before, and it's a combination of being your authentic self, but yourself at your best with the skills and best practices that we get across. So I was wondering if you would be so kind. Do you want to do a little demo with me? Maybe an exercise you ask people to do, or something you could teach me about how to
Sure.
practice?
Yeah. So when I have a strategy for each part of the CPR method, and one of the more common areas is getting your messaging clear, being organized. So a strategy that I often use with clients is called PREP, and you probably heard it. I didn't coin it, the PREP method, and so it stands for point, reason, example, point. So
Okay,
if you have
got
to
it.
talk on the fly, your boss asks you to present on something, if you're new at a company and they want you to present about a product to a new
Yeah,
client, like of course you're nervous.
yeah.
You don't have the content clarity yet. And so this can help you get it. Like, why should we buy this product? What's the point? The reason addresses the mind. People want it to make sense. The E is the example. A story is great. Give me some detail. And then you close it with the P, because we often don't remember as much of what we hear than as we read. So point, reason, example, point.
I
So
love it. I love it. I have all sorts of strategies with different names. I like this one a lot.
awesome. So I could give you a prompt, maybe your favorite movie, and you can just tell me your favorite movie, your point,
Okay.
why, give me an example, and then end
Okay.
it with your point.
Natalie, can I pick the topic why
Yes,
working on
pick the
speaking is
topic.
important?
Okay.
Just, I don't know. Maybe I'm a speech geek. I think everyone can improve their public speaking and their confidence, as Natalie and I are saying. And the reason it's so important is it's really going to help you in your career. In fact, the higher up you go, the more important it is. For example, I just worked with a scientist who is on the quieter side, not speaking up in meetings. And with the coaching, the kind of coaching Natalie and I do, guess what? She is on her way to promotion. So, overall, with your natural self and the tools that coaches like Natalie and I share, you will be speaking for your success.
Yes,
Wow,
awesome
Ross.
job, Lori.
I used it. I like that one a lot.
Thank you. That awesome job. And I often say an advanced skill is to start off with the E, because that's a great hook. Start off with your story and then go to your point and give them the why, right? You can
I
always
like that a
mix
lot.
around the prep. Yeah.
I liked it. So in my case, I might have started off with talking about a successful client.
Yes. Oh my God, I was working with a scientist. She's so introverted. She thought she could not, speak up at a meeting or go for this promotion. She hired me. We worked on certain skill sets. I had her, whatever strategy you use with her, we worked on her, mental confidence or physical confidence. I had her walking around, playing different strategies. Next thing you know, she's number 2 for the position, right? So
Yeah, and it's amazing. Some people can progress really fast if they work with their coach well. Now, I mean, it's a lot of factors.
yeah.
Motivation's huge. Motivation is so important. that they're motivated to do the work. And also, how about stepping outside their comfort zone too? You
Yeah,
gotta.
just the willingness, right? But we are that safe friend on the side that works with them. And no matter how long it takes, we definitely are going to see growth. And that's why you have a coach, because I think you see a lot more results than trying it on your own or just watching YouTube or
Yeah.
winging it, right? So,
Yeah, and the coach has the toolkit. The coach, and this is what they study. A doctor studies medicine. A lawyer studies. We study speech.
yes.
Maybe I am a speech geek. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll add a technique that's very easy. I follow this podcaster named Andrew Huberman. Very long podcasts on scientific and behavioral subjects. So anyway, they have a lab at Stanford University in California that studies anxiety. So that's a
Mm.
long-winded way of giving you this very simple breathing exercise they find really helps people. So in your nose, inhale long, then inhale short, then exhale long. And it's actually something you can do in a meeting. And the reason I'm presenting it, because there's many kinds of breathing techniques, is simply that I trust Andrew Huberman's lab. So I have been using it more with clients. So
Both nostrils or one at a time?
both
Okay.
in,
So
in this, in
inhale
this,
long, inhale short, and then breathe out
yes,
your mouth long, and then that's it.
right. So what I'll do is I'll say it and you can try it. I mean, obviously people can't see breath, but okay. So inhale long through your nose, then take a sniff, and then exhale long out your mouth. Oh, I'm relaxed already. Okay, let's do it once more. Inhale long through your nose, take a sniff, and then exhale long through your mouth. Give it a whirl. Well, you're so energetic. I feel relaxed with you in a different way, like a
That
peppy
was
way.
so interesting. I think what I like about this breathing technique, because some of them it's like it's a different version of like inhale, exhale, hold it for whatever. But this is a little different. It's like inhale long, sniff, and I felt like I was going back, can't see my hand, and then coming out. And it's like, well, you missed me because you went so far back. You better be transformed when you come back.
Oh, very
You
good.
are a
Yeah.
different
All right. Well,
person.
it's worth a try. It's
Nice.
really worth a try. But yeah, actually, it's funny. A funny topic to end with would be, funny cures for the fear of speaking. Someone came up to me after a class years ago and said, "I have the cure." And he said, "Change your socks before a talk." Hey, what the heck?
Mercy, mercy. Oh my gosh. I'm thinking about a client I worked with, and she was in the running for an executive director position at her company. And she got feedback that she wasn't presenting the executive president's leadership that they wanted to see in her. And she was a top contender. So I met with her for 2 sessions at her home. And I did a lot of things from the performance world. There's an activity called This to That, just to get her out of her body.
Oh, yeah,
And I
yeah.
did, oh, This is My Space, which I love doing, which is like, this is my space, this is my space.
I
And,
love
and then
it.
I ask, how do you feel? And because you like expanded, you're yelling, you take up space. You're like, I kind of feel more confident. I feel expanded. I feel large. I feel big. Anyways, so she went from a 4 out of 10 on her confidence with public speaking to
Yeah.
a 9 out of 10, and she did get the
Whoa.
job, right?
Holy
And it was
moly. I
all
love
about
that stuff. And I even like that some of my clients seem uptight. I'm going to try more of that. And you can even, though you don't have a lot of space, you can still try it virtually.
yes, I tell them when we meet, be in a private room so we can yell, do the vocal variety, move around, play some music, connect with that inner child, if I could say so. Like, be fun because we need that breath. We're human beings and communication is
Yeah.
life. There's power in your words, life and death, and speak positive, life giving words over yourself and to the people around you.
I love it. I love it. Time just flew by. So we talked a lot about what is the fear of speaking. We did some demos. We talked about successful stories, and everyone can experience some success. So, what's a thought that you want to share with our listeners as we say goodbye?
Kick the fear of public speaking to the curb and face it. It is not as hard as you think it is. And you have something worth to say. You are valuable. Your words are valuable. And we are here to help you face that fear, own that confidence, own your voice. You can do it.
Beautiful. Yes, everyone, you can get those butterflies to fly in formation. It has been wonderful having the great coach, Nathalie Ais, on our show, Coach to Coach. Keep on speaking for success and keep on coaching. Thank you, Nathalie.
Thank you.